Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Wee bit of a delayed post-match reaction to the Ross County match at the weekend, as I've been away on a long weekend family break in London. We got back rather late in the evening yesterday and so postponed the planned video to this morning, along with one or two other wee bits of news update. Before we crack on with the actual video, please do, if you are new to the channel and do like the channel and the videos, etc., please do click that subscriber button. Keep the numbers pushing nearer and nearer to 1,050, and then we can plan new targets from there. If you do like the video, please do click that like button. It does help convince YouTube to spread the David67 channel to more football fans and more Celtic fans. And comment section open as usual for pleasant, polite debating points, thoughts, comments on the game at the weekend, the international break, tomorrow's friendly against Sligo Rovers, and any other current Celtic issues. So just a wee quick review of the Ross County match at the weekend. Celtic won 2-1 in the end. Even though we were a goal down at half-time, I had every confidence that the team would find a way in the second half to come back and get the win. 12 months ago, I wouldn't have had any of that confidence. 12 months ago, we were throwing away leads. We were failing to get ourselves back into games where we went behind, remembering games such as throwing away a lead against Motherwell, losing to Kilmarnock, losing to Hearts, all in the autumn and winter period of the 23-24 season. However, I had none of those fears on Sunday, and I had every confidence that they would find a way to win, much like the way that Ange Postecoglou's teams did in the 18 months of his Celtic career from the start of 2022 onwards. Nice goals in the end to get the 2-1 win. Goal by Alistair Johnston. A very, very clever, deliberate deflection of Callum McGregor's shot in the 76th minute. And quick free kick by McGregor. Wonderful ball by Alistair Johnston. Nicholas Kuhn then taking the ball forward, cutting in, using Kyogo in the centre as a decoy. And a lovely curling shot into the far corner. 88th minute, and despite the fact that the referee added another 7 minutes on for added time, Celtic held on for a deserved 2-1 victory. Keeps up our unbeaten 100% record at the start of the season. We did lose the clean sheet record. The key thing is top of the table, unbeaten, and a confidence building comeback win from the game against Dortmund, which was a bit disappointing to say the least. Celtic's players go off on international break. Players such as Tati, Maeda, Scales, Ida, Ralston, Forrest, all away on international duty. Some of our players left behind to recover from injuries, such as Greg Taylor, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Alistair Johnston. And some of our players also staying behind to regain their form and fitness. Players such as Luis Palma, Mike Nawrocki as good examples. And we'll come back to that when we have a wee chat about the Sligo Rovers friendly towards the end of the video. Now, just a few wee stats of the game against Ross County showed very much that Celtic were massively on top. Possession was 82% Celtic, 18% Ross County. Shots were 23 to Celtic, 8 to Ross County. Shots on target, much closer, 6 to Celtic, 5 to Ross County. 11 off targets to 2 in favour of Celtic. 6 block shots by Celtic, 1 block shot by Ross County. Again, shows Celtic massively on top there, with Ross County blocking 6 net bound shots. Touches in the box, again, amazing, 46-7 in favour of Celtic. Saves were 4-4 and corners were 9-1 in favour of Celtic. So it shows Celtic were massively on top. The great majority of the attacking touches, the attacking chances. Brave battle by Ross County. They seemed to tire towards the end, and Celtic got more and more into their game. Now, the player ratings, just going to run through those, and we'll do a wee general summary at the end. Kasper Schmeichel, 6.5, Alistair Johnston, 7, and man of the match. Austin Trusty, 6, Liam Scales, 5, Alex Valley, 7, Callum McGregor, 7, Rio Hitati, 5.5, Arnie Engels, 5, Nicholas Kuhn, 7, Adam Ida, 5, Dyson Maida, 6, Luke McCowan, 6.5, Paolo Bernardo, James Forrest, and Kyogo, all 6. So, not really many players putting themselves forward to be man of the match. Thought Alex Valley had a good game at left back, some nice defensive touches, nice ability to get forward. Callum McGregor controlled things nicely in midfield. The more the game went on, the more he got involved, and of course he had an assist directly for the first goal and a secondary assist for the second goal. Alistair Johnston, for me, was man of the match. Scored the first goal with, as I said, that deliberate deflection of Callum McGregor's shot, and it was his key pass that set up the second goal. Good defensive effort from Alistair Johnston. He's a good leader on the pitch. I think he's very much Callum McGregor's right-hand man, deputy captain, even though I think officially Cameron Carter-Vickers is officially vice-captain. I think Alistair Johnston should really be promoted to have that role. And I can see Alistair Johnston, as I've said before, staying at Celtic for the rest of his career, in a few years' time taking over as our permanent first-team captain. Quite disappointed with both Rio Hitati and Arnie Engels in midfield. Thought Liam Scales also very poor. Neither Adam Ida nor Kyogo looked terribly dangerous up front. Nicholas Kuhn, not his best game, but he did score the goal and got himself more involved as the game went on. Luke McCowan, I thought, did have some of the best touches of our 4 subs coming off the bench. Don't think Forrest, Kyogo, or Paolo Bernardo did particularly well, but nor did they do particularly poorly. Kasper Schmeichel, some nice saves. Did make that save from the penalty kick. I think there's no real grumbles from me regarding the original penalty. Under the current rules, it was a penalty kick for hitting Liam Scales on the arm. His arm was away from the body. He was facing towards the ball. There was a reasonable distance for the ball to travel. So I think it should be a penalty kick, very similar to the one that we got against Hearts ourselves. And Kasper Schmeichel was a wee bit off his line. I do get a bit irritated though with the way forwards are allowed, or the person taking the penalty kick is always allowed to do all these very obvious feints and stops and starts to try and get the goalkeeper to move early. Referees never seem to clamp down on all the jiggery-pokery that the penalty taker does before the penalty is taken. And I think it was partly the Ross County penalty takers' attempt to make Kasper Schmeichel dive early that brought Kasper Schmeichel off his line. However, no grumbles. It was correctly given as a penalty originally, and it was correctly given as a retake by VAR. Would be delighted to see what you feel yourselves regarding who you thought played well, who you thought didn't play well, your own player ratings for the game against Ross County, so do pop those into the comment section. A few other wee things just to update on. Good news is that Cameron Carter-Vickers is expected to restart training this week with the first team, which is a very good indicator that he should be in the squad for the game against Aberdeen a week on Saturday when we restart league action, and then in the squad for the next Champions League game the Wednesday after that against Atalanta away from home. if all goes well, of course, in the next few days of training over this week and next. A little bit unclear regarding the severity of Greg Taylor's injury. It's kept him out of the Scotland squad. I suspect he'll be staying at Celtic for the next 10 days for intensive treatment, try and get him ready for the Aberdeen and Atalanta games. Although I do actually feel quite confident that Alex Valley is going to be a good deputy for him in both Aberdeen and Atalanta games if required. I hope that Celtic put Alistair Johnston in cotton wool for the next 10 days, keep him fit and fresh for Aberdeen and Atalanta. As I said, several of Celtic's players are away on international duty, but the remainder of the first team squad is off to play a friendly match against Sligo Rovers tomorrow. That game will be live on pay-per-view television for those who wish to watch the game. It does give a chance for quite a few of Celtic's fringe first team players to get a full game and matchday fitness. So I'm looking for Celtic to use Stephen Welsh and Mike Nawrocki in central defence. Also think it gives a chance for Luke McCowan, Odin Thiago Holm, Luis Palma, Yang all to get a full 90 minutes. Kyogo will be available. I'd be more inclined to keep him on the bench or in the stands. I really do hope that Celtic and Rodgers gives players like Yang, McCowan, Odin Thiago Holm and Palma a good chance to get a full 90 minutes, as being on and off the subs bench is always a difficulty in keeping yourself fully match fit. And I do think over the course of the season we are going to need good contributions from the backup players like Yang, Forrest and Palma, as Nicholas Kuhn in particular is quite injury prone and rarely has ever gone through a full season as a professional without having weeks or months off with injury. So I suspect that we are going to need one or more of our backup wide players to have a good contribution at some point this season. Talking of Luis Palma, there's been a few different translations of interviews with his dad and interviews with his Honduras international teammates. A few of them are, I think, misinterpreting what Luis Palma's dad has said. It seems pretty clear from all the Honduras squad mates and from Luis Palma's dad that Luis Palma wants to fight for his place at Celtic, get himself back into first team contention, take his chance when he gets it. And I think there was a mention of a transfer. It did not sound in the least bit like there's any plan for Luis Palma to leave the club in the winter, nor is there a wish by Luis Palma or his family or his friends or his international teammates for Luis Palma to leave then. And I also don't think that Rodgers is looking to offload Luis Palma, because they did turn down many bids from European clubs at the end of the August transfer window, all of which would have, from what I have been able to gather, would have got Celtic a nice wee profit on the fee they bought him for in August 2023. As is often the case, no other big Celtic news at the moment, due to it being the international break. Soon we'll be seeing some of our players playing all around the world on international duty, and so I'll keep you up to date with how they are doing. Hopefully all of them can avoid injury. Also, I'll give a wee update on the Sligo match Wednesday evening in a video on Thursday. And there's also going to be one or two wee other features going to be trying out over the next week, 10 days during the international break. So that finishes things off for today's video. As we finish, just a wee polite reminder, encouragement: if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, please do click that subscriber button. Even just one or two new subscribers every day makes me so happy. If you liked the video, please do click the like button, and comment section open for pleasant, polite comments, thoughts, opinions, debating points on all Celtic matters. And so until the next video, a goodbye and hail, hail.